Ali Khamenei. He had survived one attempt on his life already, and for months he had been living in a bunker so deep the elevator took 5 minutes to reach the bottom. On February 28, 2026, he came up to his office. That was the last decision he ever made. Ali Khamenei was born on July 17, 1939, in Mashhad, Iran. Son of a religious scholar, he spent his early life in the clerical world, studying under Ayatollah Khomeini and moving through the revolutionary underground that would eventually reshape Iran. He wasn't even supposed to be supreme leader. When Khomeini died in 1989, Khamenei was considered a mid-level cleric without the religious credentials the position traditionally required. But the assembly of experts changed the rules anyway. He had 36 years to prove that power is more durable than legitimacy. He survived the Green Movement of 2009. He survived years of crippling sanctions, and also survived the U.S. assassination of General Qasem Soleimani in 2020. During the June 2025 12-day war between Israel and Iran, a plan to target him directly was vetoed by President Trump. He survived that too. In early 2026, the CIA tracked his movements for months. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu informed Trump on February 23 that Khamenei was due to meet with senior officials and shared the location. The timeline was accelerated. On February 28, a joint U.S.-Israeli airstrike struck his Tehran compound. He was in his office, not a secure bunker. His daughter, son-in-law, grandchild, and daughter-in-law died in the same strike. Iran's foreign ministry said he was safe and sound. Shortly before midnight, an unnamed Israeli official confirmed the body. Iranian state television confirmed his death the next morning. A broadcaster broke down in tears on air. Celebrations broke out across multiple Iranian cities, including Tehran, Isfahan, Karaj, Shiraz, and Kermanshah. A statue of Khamenei was toppled in Dailaran. Security forces opened fire on celebrants in some areas. Thousands gathered simultaneously in the capital in mourning, waving flags and chanting, "Death to America." On March 8, 2026, his son Mojtaba was elected supreme leader. Ali Khamenei spent months underground to survive. One morning he came upstairs, and that was it. Saddam Hussein. Someone smuggled a phone into the execution chamber. By the time Iraq figured out who did it, the footage had already been watched by millions. Saddam Hussein was born on April 28, 1937, in Al-Auja, near Tikrit. His father was gone before he was born. His stepfather beat him with an asphalt-covered stick. He grew up an outsider who was never protected by anyone. He learned early that, if no one protects you, protect yourself with enough force that no one tries again. He joined the Ba'ath Party at 20, participated in an assassination attempt on Iraq's prime minister at 22. He then became president in 1979, and within months, he purged his own cabinet in a session where he read names from a list, watched men dragged from the room, and made the survivors form the firing squads. He used chemical weapons against Kurdish civilians in Halabja in 1988. Approximately 5,000 died in a single attack. He invaded Kuwait in 1990. He built multiple palaces and maintained power through a network of fear that extended into every Iraqi home. On March 20, 2003, U.S. forces invaded Iraq and his army collapsed. He was later captured on December 13, 2003, hiding in an underground hole near his hometown. He looked messy, carrying $750,000 in cash and holding a pistol he never used. He was convicted of crimes against humanity for the 1982 Dujal massacre, in which 148 Shia Iraqis were executed in retaliation for a failed attempt on his life. On December 30, 2006, at approximately 6 a.m., Saddam Hussein was hanged at Camp Justice in Qazvin, northeastern Baghdad. He held a Quran until the last moment. When asked if he was afraid, he said he had anticipated this moment since first coming to power. He was still praying when the trap door opened. All phones had been confiscated, but one was smuggled in. Witnesses taunted him at the gallows. The video spread globally within 48 hours. U.S. President George Bush later said he wished it had gone on in a more dignified way and called it kind of a revenge killing. He spent 24 years making everyone in Iraq afraid of him, but spent his last seconds praying while someone held up a phone. Muammar Gaddafi tried to kill him 638 times, exploding cigars, poisoned food, a wetsuit contaminated with tuberculosis bacteria, mafia hitmen. He survived every single one. Fidel Castro was born on August 13, 1926, in Biran, eastern Cuba, the illegitimate son of a wealthy Spanish sugar farmer. He was educated by Jesuits. He studied law at the University of Havana and graduated with a talent for speaking and an absolute certainty that history was on his side. He learned early that an idea, delivered with enough conviction, outlasts any government. He launched his revolution with 82 men on a leaky boat called the Grandma in December 1956. By January 1st, 1959, he had overthrown Batista and marched into Havana. He served as prime minister from 1959 to 1976, then president from 1976 to 2008. 49 years as Cuba's paramount leader. He outlasted 9 U.S. presidents who tried to remove him. He survived the Bay of Pigs. He survived the Cuban Missile Crisis. He survived decades of embargo and CIA programs so elaborate they once hired a woman to give him a powder that would make his beard fall out. On July 31, 2006, he transferred power to his brother Raul after emergency intestinal surgery. He remained publicly active until roughly 2014. The CIA had assessed since at least 2005 that he suffered from Parkinson's disease. His exact cause of death was never disclosed by the Cuban government. On November 25, 2016, at 10:29 p.m., Fidel Castro died in Havana. Raul announced it on state television. The world's most powerful country spent half a century trying to kill him. Instead, he died of old age, in his bed, in his country, on his terms. Every man on this list believed that power was protection, but not one of them died free from what they built.